What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House for another Assassin's Creed 3 commentary.
I have been reunited with my father, but I do not yet know if this bodes well or ill. Our goals are aligned, at least so far as independence is concerned. But he continues to defend Charles Lee, the man who murdered my mother and burned my village. Still, he makes a point about Washington and those who back him. I hear much talk of freedom and equality, but it seems one must be a landed white man to benefit. What if someone like me, or Surrey? What role for us in this new world? Is my father right then? There is so much I must consider and so little time in which to do it.
Welcome back. And how was Martinique?
Achilles, I owe you an apology. It was wrong of me to say the things I did.
Your words were harsh, Connor, but there was also truth there. I failed the Order, allowed the Templars to take control.
But now their hold is weakened, which makes me believe there's a chance for peace. Imagine what might be accomplished if we were to unite.
Why the change of heart? Where is this coming from? You've met your father, haven't you?
I do not claim to trust the man or even like him. But I would be remiss to ignore this opportunity.
Hatham may listen, but will he understand? And even if he does, will he agree?
Even he must admit that we can achieve more together than we do alone.
I assume you're off to find him.
Yes. I ride for New York to see what might be done.
And this is my continued playthrough of full synchronization playthrough of Assassin's Creed 3 here. Just taking you guys through the main missions and everything to try and help you guys out getting full synchronization and bring you guys a little bit of some historical facts and everything to go along with the game's based on facts storyline here. You see right here now, skipped ahead here for you guys to went to New York. As always, make sure you guys go around, it's beginning of sequence 10. You're going to unlock a lot of side missions, stuff like that. Make sure you guys go around, complete as much of that as you can before you start up another mission between between each sequence. That way, you got everything that you could possibly get unlocked for that sequence to help you out along the way.
We need to know what the Loyalists are planning, if we're to put an end to this.
I've tried, but the soldiers themselves are told nothing now, only to await orders from above.
Keep digging. Come find me when you have something worth sharing. We're so close to victory. A few more well-placed attacks and we'll be able to put an end to the Civil War and be rid of the Crown.
What do you intend?
Well, nothing at the moment, since we're completely in the dark.
I thought the Templars had eyes and ears everywhere.
Oh, we did. Until you started cutting them off.
Your contact said orders from above. It tells us exactly what we need to do. Track down the Loyalist commanders.
As you see right here, we're in New York and all this is the burned down section of New York. The fire, while this portion of the game is taking place during 1778, the fire in New York actually took place in 1776. It was shortly after a couple of battles between the colonists and the British. There on the island of Manhattan, as a matter of fact. A lot of people don't know about these little things like this. But a few of the battles happened during the summer and into fall, and into September. In fact, there in Manhattan, it was the battle for New York and everything. It became clear though when that the colonists were going to have to abandon New York. And Washington actually, it was, you know, I mean, it was a sound military, you know, tactic to always, you know, if you have to surrender an area to, you know, the enemy, to make sure that, you know, there's nothing there for them to use in that area to benefit themselves. So, you know, it was a common thing to, you know, burn, you know, any forts that you were abandoning, you know, cities included. That's like, you know, it was a tactic used for a long time. Washington contacted Continental Congress and about burning the city, and the Continental Congress said no to it. However, when they left, when the colonists did abandon the city on the 21st of September, after the British had taken control of it, a fire did actually break out and burn down a significant portion of the city.
Have you considered the proposal?
I'm unconvinced. To reinforce them would leave New York exposed. It's hard enough maintaining order with our current numbers. Cut in half.
Yet if we do not join with them, they risk defeat. And then what?
Well, they should have come by sea.
Well, they're talking in circles. We'll learn nothing watching as we are.
Then what do you propose we do? March in there and demand answers?
Well, yes.
Ambush!
Connor? Little help here?
Right here is we're going to have your first optional objective here for full synchronization. Is you have to use 2 guards as human shield. This is very easy optional objective to get here. Obviously, you know, because those 3 officers are they're going to keep shooting, they're going to keep shooting you as much as they can. And there's plenty of British soldiers around there for you to grab hold of and use as human shield. So try not to kill them all before you get this optional objective. Right here, there wasn't one close enough for me to get a hold of them. So you gotta kind of stay close. Rely on your counters a little bit. Actually, a lot, to be honest with you. And make sure that you don't allow them to all die before you get the objective, like I just did right there. Fortunately, you know, we were down to 2. And I had somebody to grab a hold of it. Of course, you know, you can't kill any of those officers at all because you're supposed to be trying to get them.
Give them some more.
We'll bring them back to my quarters at Fort George and see what secrets they might share. Really? Well, you'd best get after him then.
You go. I will watch the prisoners.
No, you do it.
Why me?
Because I said so. Now go.
This next part here gives you our second optional objective is to tackle the target from above. This can be pretty tricky. Especially with the way the targeting is, you know, when you're doing free run and stuff. You know, basically, you want to run down this side right here. Alright, cut around this corner. He's going to be coming down this alley. Now, if you don't want to get this objective, you can just tackle him right there. But run up here. Now, this is the first chance you have to undo this. You can see right there the targeting and all that while you're up above. I missed them. Now, you can do it right there if you get the targeting right, you know, if you target onto him. The next best spot is to run up these steps right here, where you see me right there. Wait until he gets below. Drop down on it. That completes the objective and actually finishes up the mission, so you don't have to worry about fighting all those guards that end up chasing you around.
Move.
Go to hell.
I said move.
Wait. I'll tell you anything you want. Anything, only don't make
We just
me
have
in
some
there.
questions for you.
Cross that threshold and I'm a dead man.
There you are, Connor. I was worried you might have gotten lost. Come along, then.
Interesting to note, the fire, nobody knows exactly what started the fire in New York. Of course, you know, General Howe, who was commander of the British forces that were occupying New York, you know, blamed the colonials, soldiers and all that, for the colonial army for starting the fire. Witness accounts say that it started in a tavern and just spread from there. It's a very dry season at the time. Did not help matters at all with keeping the fire from spreading significantly. There were about 400 estimates, on the damage done to the city. Was an estimate of 400 to 1,000 buildings out of the 4,000 buildings that were, made up New York City at the time. But Washington, who wrote, obviously the commander-in-chief of the army at the time, he wrote a letter to John Hancock, specifically denying any knowledge of the fire's cause whatsoever. However, he did write a letter to his cousin, thanking either Providence or a quote-unquote good honest fellow as had done more for them than they were disposed to do for themselves.
What are the British planning?
To march from Philadelphia. That city's finished. New York's the key. They'll double our numbers, push back the rebels.
When do they begin?
2 days from now.
June 18th. I must warn Washington.
You see? That wasn't so very difficult now, was it?
I've told you everything. Now let me go.
Of course. The other two said the same. It must be true.
You killed him. You killed all of them. Why?
They'd have warned the Loyalists.
You could have held him until the fight was done.
What? And waste precious time and money on their care? What would be the point? They'd given up everything they knew. I'll meet you at Valley Forge.
Who started the fire? I'll leave that up. It's, nobody really knows. There's, debates on both sides of who actually started the fire or how it got started, rather. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I hope it helped you all out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe.